Deploying 50 F-22 Raptors sends a signal that cannot be missed. This action is not just a show of strength, it is a declaration. For decades, some people argued that the balance of air power might be changing. They believed that new enemy stealth jets or missile nets could challenge the dominance of the United States. That debate is now over. The massive deployment of the F-22 ends any false idea of air parity. It proves that the age of shared skies is finished. While other nations are still trying to catch up, the United States has already rewritten the rules of air warfare. The message of 50 Raptors is simple and clear. The skies are not contested, they are controlled. The F-22 Raptor is more than just a fighter jet. It is a system built for absolute victory. It combines three main advantages: stealth, supercruise speed, and sensor fusion. These parts work together to create an edge that no adversary can match. The deployment of this single wing of aircraft instantly invalidates years of enemy military planning. They planned for a fair fight. They prepared for a contest of wills. What they received was an exposure of absolute weakness. The scale of this operation shows the world the true gap in capability. It confirms that the U.S. Air Force operates on a level that adversaries can only dream of. This is the difference between a mature, fully integrated system and a collection of failed copies. This competence is the bedrock of global order. The core of the Raptor's dominance is its profound stealth. This is the technology that forces humiliation on the adversary. The jet's precise design, its coatings that absorb radar waves, and its perfectly aligned edges all work to scatter enemy radar into nothing. Its true radar signature is smaller than a metal marble. To hostile radar systems, the Raptor is not an aircraft. It is just background noise. This invisibility allows the Raptor to operate deep inside hostile territory, completely unseen and entirely untouched. When adversaries turn on their tracking systems, they are already being tracked by the Raptor itself. This is the ultimate first-mover advantage. In war games and simulations, the F-22 has shown it can eliminate multiple opponents without ever appearing on their sensors. This is not mere hiding. This is control. The Raptor dictates what the enemy can see, what they can know, and what they can react to. It causes a total collapse of the enemy's entire system of detection and response. The speed with which this happens is the key to the psychological victory. An adversary believes its radar is working. It believes its defense network is strong. Then, with sudden and undeniable speed, its systems go silent. They realize they were blind the whole time. This exposed blindness is a major strategic failure that forces an immediate change in planning. Even when new enemy radar systems improve, they might only spot the Raptor for a fleeting moment. They might see a faint signal, a ghost contact that vanishes instantly. They cannot hold a lock. They cannot fire a missile. They cannot even confirm the jet is there. Stealth is not just a feature. It is a way of fighting that dictates every engagement.
Before we get to that, I need your help. I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I need your help. So I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and help me out.
The enemy is forced into a constant state of doubt. They must check and recheck their systems. They must slow their decisions. They must hesitate. In modern warfare, hesitation is the path to complete failure. The F-22 creates that hesitation simply by existing in the area. This exposure of the enemy's inability to detect is the first layer of their tactical humiliation. The second major pillar of dominance is supercruise speed. The Raptor can fly faster than the speed of sound without using glowing afterburners. This supercruise ability gives it lasting endurance that no other fighter can maintain. While most enemy jets must use their afterburners to sprint, making them targets that can be easily seen in the sky, the F-22 moves silently at high sustained speed. This means the Raptor arrives first, strikes first, and leaves the area before the enemy can even begin a chase. The speed difference is absolute. Adversaries like China's J-20 or Russia's Su-57 can reach high speeds, but only for short bursts. The Raptor maintains its pace for the entire mission, controlling the clock and the map. This combination of speed and stealth makes the F-22 the ultimate predator. The jet controls the timing of the fight, ensuring the enemy always reacts to a situation that is already a done deal. The F-22's speed also enables it to manage the relief loop for friendly forces. The threat builds as enemy fighters prepare for launch. Tension is high. Then, the F-22 arrives unseen and eliminates the threat at the point of origin. The tension is released, replaced by the certain relief that comes from complete U.S. competence. But this relief is quickly followed by the new challenge: maintaining the air security. The Raptors stay on patrol, a silent, persistent presence that guarantees safety. The feeling of absolute security in the air is the identity the audience aligns with. It is the competence that breeds order. Beyond speed and stealth, the Raptor has unmatched situational awareness through sensor fusion. This feature highlights the adversary's technological deficit and exposes their operational chaos. The jet brings together massive streams of data from its powerful radar, its infrared sensors, and all other sources. This flow of information is merged into one clear, connected picture for the pilot. The pilot does not have to guess. They do not deal with fragmented clutter. They have complete awareness and see the battlefield as one whole, single unit. Threats are identified, ranked, and tracked before the enemy even knows they are exposed. This is the highest level of first-mover advantage. The F-22 acts as a commander in the air, a silent central hub. It sends intelligence to friendly drones, to AWACS aircraft, and to ground units. A lone Raptor is already lethal, capable of eliminating multiple threats on its own. When 50 Raptors operate together, they form a self-contained, unbreakable network of absolute dominance. This network sees everything, but reveals nothing to the enemy. This scale multiplies the certainty of mission success for U.S. forces. It contrasts sharply with the overload of information and confusion that paralyzes the adversary. The enemy has systems that do not talk to each other. The U.S. system is a seamless conversation of data. The difference is decisive. The jet's design was created to completely dominate every other aircraft in existence, and it still executes that mission today. The extreme agility of the Raptor ensures that even if a fight somehow gets close, the enemy will be instantly humiliated. Its thrust vectoring engines let it twist and pivot in ways that seem to defy the very laws of physics. It can maneuver at angles no other operational fighter can match. In training exercises, Raptor pilots perform moves that leave enemy targeting systems chasing only empty space. Close combat fights that used to rely on tight turns now end before they begin. The Raptor can quickly flip its flight path, get behind a target, and lock on for the kill before the enemy can even process the need to react. This control makes the pilot feel like they are operating outside the normal rules of flight.
Before we get to that, I need your help. I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I need your help. So I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and help me out.
The F-22's agility is an example of the near-miss loop turned against the adversary. The enemy thinks they have a chance. They try to maneuver for a shot. They are inches away from escape, but the Raptor's speed and agility snatch that hope away instantly. That narrow margin of failure, that moment when the enemy pilot thinks they are safe, is what maximizes the humiliation. Their best effort is not just defeated, it is mocked by the physics-defying movement of the F-22. This is the tribal male-male dynamic. The adversary is utterly outmatched in a one-on-one contest of skill and machine. Dominance is asserted without doubt. Weapons are held inside sealed bays to protect the jet's stealth and preserve the advantage. This is critical to maintaining the element of surprise. The weapons can be deployed extremely fast. The doors open, the weapons fire, and the doors close, all in less than 2 seconds. The speed of the attack is a part of the stealth. The Raptor carries long-range AIM-120D missiles for precision kills far away. It carries the highly agile AIM-9X Sidewinders for close combat, though it rarely needs them. It can also carry precision-guided bombs for ground strikes without losing its critical radar and visibility. The F-22 is not just a fighter, it is a strike aircraft, a reconnaissance asset, and an electronic warfare platform all in one. But its most powerful weapon remains time. Every second the Raptor saves in detecting the enemy and making a decision turns into pure dominance. Against older enemy jets, this advantage is absolute. By the time the adversary sees the Raptor, the fight is over. This philosophy, see first, shoot first, kill first, is why air parity is impossible. The mass activation of 50 Raptors is a global statement. It means the US Air Force can establish total air superiority anywhere in the world, whenever it chooses. This level of power projection has not been seen for decades. 50 Raptors, whether spread out or concentrated, can wipe out entire enemy air defense networks within hours. They can operate alone, clearing the airspace so that no hostile aircraft dares to take off. The entire act of deployment changes the rules of engagement. Any region where these jets appear instantly becomes a no-fly zone for adversaries. This is the escalation loop in action. The deployment itself signals that the level of risk and control has moved into an undeniable US phase. The psychological effect of this scale is immense. Every enemy pilot knows that once the Raptors are flying, their chances of survival drop to zero. The pilot is not thinking about winning anymore. They are only thinking about how to survive the inevitable. The presence of the F-22 invalidates all their tactics. They cannot rely on surface-to-air missiles when stealth aircraft can disable their radar before they can lock on. They cannot plan to fight for the skies when the opponent can erase their air force before it even leaves the runway. The fear of being seen, or worse, not knowing when they are being seen, forces adversaries to immediately change their entire strategy. This is the complete breakdown of their battle plan. This deployment creates a crisis for the enemy's entire chain of command. Their command centers become blind. Their commanders lose faith in their equipment. Their pilots lose confidence. The entire tempo of their defense breaks down into confusion and disarray. Adversaries have described sensing ghost contacts on their screens, radar images that disappear mid-track, only to reappear in a completely different sector. The Raptor turns the enemy's highly sensitive, expensive sensors into sources of pure confusion and fear. This power creates complete psychological control. When a jet can appear anywhere and nowhere, enemy personnel begin to doubt their own instruments, their own training, and their own leaders. Hesitation spreads throughout the ranks, and in modern combat, this hesitation is the ultimate tool of US dominance. Every time an adversary delays a radar check or diverts a jet because they are uncertain, the Raptor wins its mission without even firing a single shot. The enemy's chaos highlights US control. The 50 Raptors operating together do not just increase power, they multiply it exponentially. One F-22 is lethal, but 50 form a command web that cannot be easily jammed or tricked. This collective dominance is what completely separates US capability from all others. The synergy between the jets allows them to seamlessly share targets, coordinate missile paths, and destroy multiple threats at the exact same time. This is the intermittent reward loop for the audience. The initial reward is the successful deployment. The smaller, consistent rewards are the constant, unseen eliminations the networked jets perform. It is a slow, methodical dismantling of the enemy system that builds toward the final, crushing resolution. In one single, synchronized pass, a formation of Raptors can eliminate enemy fighters, suppress ground defenses, and give real-time, perfect intelligence to friendly forces hundreds of miles away. The collective result is overwhelming. It is an invisible force that completely changes the battle in 3 dimensions. This formation's strength comes from its integration, a feat the adversary cannot hope to replicate. Their systems are siloed. The US system is unified. The collective destruction of the enemy's system is the ultimate humiliation. The operational readiness of this massive fleet is a ritual of continuous improvement. The jet is not sitting still, It is constantly evolving. This commitment to superior technology satisfies the rituality loop. Every deployment, every mission, every hour of flight feeds critical data back into the upgrade process. This constant software and sensor refinement means the Raptor gets smarter every year, not older. The Raptor's stealth is now driven by superior algorithms, and its killing power is driven by superior thought. This agility keeps the F-22 perpetually ahead of all threats. The jet can now perform complex spying and reconnaissance tasks that were once reserved for other aircraft. It acts as both hunter and scout, a complete hybrid weapon in the battle space. This continuous loop ensures the F-22 remains not just relevant, but entirely untouchable. The ultimate goal of this dominance is deterrence. When the Raptors arrive, the clear message to adversaries is that resistance is pointless. The aircraft's arrival signals that the window for peaceful resolution has closed and that a precision, overwhelming force is moving into position. This action creates a strategic situation where rivals are forced to spend massive amounts of money and time on failed countermeasures. They rush to upgrade their outdated radar, buy new surface-to-air missile systems, and try to develop their own counter-stealth technology. The F-22's real power is its ability to force enemies to bankrupt themselves just to defend against a technology they cannot defeat. The simple image of a full Raptor wing, ready to launch, is enough to stop most aggression before it begins. The F-22's mobility and stealth completely destroy the enemy's predictable patterns. Hostile forces can never be sure whether the Raptors are just training, moving to a new base, or actively preparing to enforce a no-fly zone. This constant uncertainty is a weapon in itself. It forces adversaries to keep their own jets and defense systems on continuous, costly high alert, draining their resources and operational stamina over time. This consistent pressure breeds restraint. The cost of testing the defenses now carries the certainty of instant, overwhelming response. The enemy must calculate their moves, knowing that absolute failure is the most likely outcome. This is the only acceptable calculus for American strategic control. The activation of 50 Raptors also completely shifts the way adversaries calculate global risk. For decades, they wrongly assumed that simply having more old jets gave them an advantage. 50 Raptors erased that naive thinking instantly. In extensive, classified simulated combat, the F-22's kill ratio often exceeds 100 to 1. This means that a single Raptor can eliminate 100 enemy aircraft without taking a single loss. Even simulation data proves that one F-22 squadron can wipe out a much larger, numerically superior force. This proves, without doubt, that numbers do not matter when facing quality technology and absolute system superiority. A Raptor formation is the combat equivalent of hundreds of older aircraft operating as one unified, invisible force. Hostile leaders must now accept that simply having more aircraft does not make them equal. The result is deterrence through complete and undeniable inevitability. This deployment establishes a new doctrinal legacy: dominance through integration. The way these 50 aircraft operate together signals the maturity of stealth-era warfare. It shows that air power has evolved from superiority of platform, just having a good plane, to superiority of system, having a flawlessly integrated network. The Raptor is not just an aircraft. It is a doctrine made physical, a strategy turned tangible. Its very existence reshapes how rival nations plan, fight, and deter. In its silent shadow, all the outdated ideas about isolated air campaigns fade into history. The future of combat will be written in invisible lines of communication, in synchronized movements that unfold faster than the enemy can think. The deployment of 50 F-22s is not just preparation. It is a clear, final declaration. It tells the world that air dominance is no longer about who flies the highest or the fastest, but who sees first, decides first, and acts as one single decisive force. The F-22 leads that necessary evolution. Its formation in the sky is the undeniable blueprint of tomorrow's victory. The US controls the air, and therefore, the United States controls the outcome. This control is absolute. This control is final. This control is competence. What you've seen is only the beginning. America's power is just getting started. On your screen is the next video. Click the video, it opens right away. And you'll watch US jets and technology strike even harder.